In this video, I'm going to look at workout problem number 4 from lesson number 4. And it tells us we have an angle V. It's in the interval pi over 2 to pi. And I know the tangent of V. I'm looking for the sine of negative V. Okay, let's look at sine of negative V. If you look back at this graphic from lesson 4.1, you'll see that sine is symmetric about the origin. You can rotate it around there. And if you replace those thetas with V, you'll see that sine of negative V equals negative sine of V. That's one of the properties of an odd function, is that negative on the angle is the same thing as multiplying the whole thing. So over here I can say that sine of negative V is the same thing as negative sine of V. So this is what I'm going to look for. I'm going to use the fact that V is in this interval pi over 2 to pi. Looking at where I would be on the unit circle, pi over 2 is here, pi over here, that put me in the second quadrant. So I'll draw my right angle here in the second quadrant, put V for the angle. And tangent of V is negative 3. Well, 3 is the same thing as 3 over 1. You remember tangent is opposite over adjacent. So if I come over here to my angle, opposite of 3, adjacent is 1, and you can see that would work out to be negative because my x-axis is negative here, so I would have a negative divided by a positive, which would give me a negative answer. Now the ratio for sine is opposite over hypotenuse, so I'm missing the hypotenuse right here. I'll use the Pythagorean theorem, a squared plus b squared, or leg squared plus leg squared, equals c squared equals hypotenuse squared. 3 squared is 9, 1 squared is 1. 9 plus 1 is 10. Take the square root of both sides, ignoring the negative because the side length is always going to be positive. So I've got square root of 10 there on the hypotenuse. So I wanted the sine of negative V, which is the same thing as negative sine of V. So I'm just going to bring over that negative, and then looking at my angle V, sine is opposite over hypotenuse, 3 over square root of 10. And then I want to rationalize that, multiplying by square root of 10 in the numerator and the denominator. Negative 3 square root of 10 over 10 will be my final answer.